What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video episode of the podcast. It's been about a month since the last episode. Sorry about that. I'll try to get better with podcast episodes. It's just been a minute. Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about AI and how I hate it a lot. So, AI. So let's get started with. I'm gonna divide this into three chapters. I'm gonna tell you when the next part of it is. So they are how it affects content creators, how it affects music artists, and how it affects like animators and artists. All right, first how it affects content creators. Now this one should be pretty obvious. It affects content creators very negatively because there's so many there's like I've seen so many AI content creators like y'all remember the Kwebbelkop situation, right? Like that, I keep seeing things like that where people make their own AI just so they can make a quick buck on YouTube without even doing anything. And then people believe that they're like a real thing, like they're a VTuber or something, even though they don't seem like they're a real person. They're like, "Hi guys, today we are going to be playing Fortnite." Like, bro, that's not. I hate that so much. Like, I see it so often nowadays, and it's so annoying because it's the reason why a lot of creators aren't getting very popular. It's because there's a lot of YouTube and a lot of TikTok art is mostly little kids, right? And these little kids, they believe that there's a real person like a VTuber or something, or they're like for like the 2.0 stuff or whenever when they have like realistic things, they believe it's a real person. Like that's it can cause some more problems there because then when people figured out that everything like this is AI, like all the 7-year-olds are like, "Hey, that guy's AI." Then they also accuse other things of being AI. Like I've seen so many things where it's like that's definitely AI, and that goes into the other, and that also goes into the other forms as well. Like it's just such a problem now. How like a lot of people hate AI because it's like kind of ruining people's careers and making it harder to find a job in the content creation business. But then there's people still watching and all of that. Like they get mad at people for doing it, but then they still watch it. Like, have you seen those videos where it's like people like putting in the lyrics of the song and then it's like a whole bunch of AI generated images and then those get so much likes, views, and comments like, that's some good art. That's really funny, guys. Like, what are they? It's so annoying how that happens because like there's people on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all that that actually try and like do their best and just try to put a lot of effort into their content and then they don't succeed at all. And then there's this person typing a prompt into AI and they get millions of views. And a lot of the time, even though it's not original because it's made by AI, if someone types in that prompt correctly, they would probably get the same image. Yeah, it's kind of a topic I don't like to. I don't really like AI in that kind of way, and it's affected me many times. Like, sure, I may have not been directly affected by it, but do you know how much more subscribers I'd probably have if it wasn't for all this AI content taking over? Like a lot of accounts nowadays aren't getting as much views as like real accounts used to because a whole bunch of AI accounts made by like some like little kid thinking wanting to make some money. Like there's so much of it at this point that it's like a lot of people that's all they watch. Like if they go into shorts, all they would find is just AI content. And I feel like that's a problem. Like if you have AI content on your shorts page and you don't want to have stolen content cuz technically it is stolen content as it's not original and a lot of the times AI actually steals like art styles and stuff from like artists and same with like voices and stuff. Those go into the other things as well. But like, have you seen how much AI deepfakes there are of Mr. Beast telling you you just want a free iPhone? Like it happens so often nowadays that like it's becoming a threat. Like deepfakes are becoming a threat now. Like a threat to creators and a threat to many other things. Next, all right. So this is chapter 2. So this is about the whole how music artists are affected by it. So I don't think this one requires much explanation either. Music artists, yeah. So a lot of the time people steal like they use AI to train on other people's voices, like singers' voices, and then they create like some sort of voice that sounds like them with AI so people can make their own goofy little songs and covers with someone else's voice, which I just find that like that's not okay. Like, did they approve of having millions of deepfake songs of them on the internet? Probably not. And like, also there's the whole it could cause a lot of drama with music artists, like the whole you remember those Taylor Swift deepfakes that there were some issues. All that. Also that. But I feel like and then also there's so much AI generated music in general. Just with weird voices. Not always it's like actual creators' voices. Sometimes it's just weird, goofy voices created by AI. And then it's taken over the thing. Like a lot of artists are also being a lot of music artists are also being accused of using AI to generate their songs for them with training their voice because they're not good with songwriting and all of that. Which like it can be really annoying for genuine creators. And I make music as well. Please go check it out if you've never had listened to any of my music. And one time someone accused me of using AI since I don't have any voices in it, and it's a lot easier to just not use voices for AI generated content. And I just had to hide them from the channel immediately. I do not want to have to deal with that. Like, I get why people hate AI. I do as well. But to call genuine creators having so much AI generated content without having any proof also harms the music creator. Also, there's you could combine the two as well with the two things of AI generated voices from like training off of other people's voices, plus like AI generated songs. Like people will put in lyrics and then they just make like Drake sing it. They put in like a whole bunch of weird lyrics. Sometimes people also use it as a way to like get a bad reputation on that music artist, which is also just horrible. Cause like I've seen people like make um like music artists do say horrible things, and then they just like and then people get mad at the music artists for AI generated content, which another slightly annoying thing, very annoying to deal with. And then obviously, AI makes it a lot harder for small music artists to succeed, as people think AI generated music is cool because it's trained off of more professional music. And then they don't know it's AI generated, so they just listen to so many AI songs. And also, if you've noticed, like, there's so many things now where, like, it's a rare occurrence where you see a cover that's actually someone's voice instead of AI. Like, eventually I'm gonna make those as well, but there's so many of them on the internet that are fakes of just like some people can like do good impressions of voices and stuff and make their own songs and make their own parodies and all of that with their own voices and stuff. But that's so rare nowadays that people in comments and stuff like that are like, wow, this is my first time in forever, in like 2 years, I've seen an actual cover instead of just some AI generated thing. Which, yeah, it's truly sad how that happens, but it does happen a lot. And, yeah. I feel like in the future, people are gonna like everyone's gonna have deep fakes. Like right now, it's mostly affecting like bigger creators and bigger people like that have more of a status. But just imagine it gets worse. Like, what if it just affects, like, your average high schooler or something? That would be bad. If it just suddenly spread to anyone can have AI photos of them and they can just put it in the thing and then they make AI photos of them. Which, there's some other things about that I'm not going to talk about that happen with that. But yeah, I think now's about the time to go to the final chapter. I might add some other stuff after the end of the artist chapter though. Alright, so basically, we have a lot in the AI generated art because there's a lot of it. A lot of arts you see nowadays, like there's so much scams going around as well. Where like I'll paint something for you, but you have to give me $200, and then they just put a prompt in AI and just steal people's money. But that doesn't happen as much anymore because people have caught on to it. But it used to, and I bet it was pretty annoying for anyone who fell for it. Also, like, it's getting to a point where it's hard to tell when AI generated art is actually AI generated art because a lot of the times they steal artists' like art style and things so that they can like try to copy their art style. Like there's ways to get like Da Vinci style uh photos with just like paintings with just a normal photo. Which is like why? Because they steal so many like artists art styles and stuff. They also not only do they steal art styles, but they quite literally sometimes AI, not pointing anyone specific out, but sometimes certain AIs completely steal people's art. They don't even make any, they don't even generate any. They just completely steal the idea. Just completely steal the entire artwork, claim it as they generated it, and then they just still and then people claim it as their own instead of the AIs, which is actually not the AIs. It is actually a real artist that 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 was generated by AI. I put air quotes, but you can't see them. Yeah, pretty bad. But that's not all. So there's so much of it. Once again, there's so much AI art going around nowadays that's like deepfakes, obviously, I hate deepfakes, and they're getting a problem because there's some certain photos people create with big artists and stuff, which is like that's just horrible. Like, why would you do that? It's just like, come on. Also, there's so much of it that it also becomes harder for artists to succeed as well. And obviously, I run an animation company as well. It's very small, and I'm one of like 3 of the workers there. It's very, very, very small since we don't have much money yet, but we're making a show, and we've had to deal with AI like trying to. There's so much AI that like it's just ruining the idea of doing this because we can't make any money if we're not getting any views or anything, any watch time, anything like that. We can't get money from the animations and stuff if no one watches them or stuff like that. And like the reason that I don't watch them is people are there's like these little kids going ha ha ha, look at that funny AI generated art, so cool. I want to do that for myself. And then everyone just keeps creating more and more AI generated art, adding to the problem. That also goes back into the content creator thing. It's all kind of linked as just like a horrible thing because they all kind of connect. Like those AI generated videos of like where they just put a prompt into the lyrics, as I've already said. Like they do that so often, or like sometimes it's just like meow 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 meow, and it's just a whole bunch of pictures of like a fat cat or something. I've seen those, and like it's just so annoying because like I actually try with my art and my art styles and stuff. A lot of people try. There's so many people that are trying their best to succeed and make and just have fun creating art, but then there's just like a guy on the internet spending 3 seconds creating an AI generated image, claiming it as their own, and making like actual money off of it as well, and getting like millions of views, because I guess that's kind of why they would make money. But still, it's just so annoying. Plus, there's also the whole, what else to say? I actually don't know. There's a lot more. My brain can't think right now. I guess there's also like, oh, there we go. Now I remember. All right, so basically, recently, like this is a recent thing, real artists that even post speed paints and all that even post the process of creating them, are being accused of creating AI art, which causes, people to hate on them and dislike their art, causing it to not show up to as much people. Because, a lot of people hate AI. I'm not the only person who shares this opinion. And they like keep pushing that they make AI generated content, even though they have the speed paints and the entire process. They mess around with the layers, everything. No matter what they try, they'll still be accused of AI generated content. And it's so sad because like there's a lot of genuine creators, like artists that are accused of AI generating art and then are just like completely just shunned upon and disliked and hated on. And sometimes it gets worse than just hate, though. Sometimes it can get to like extreme levels, which is insane. Because, yes, it's horrible creating AR, it really harms actual creators, and it's just not like, it doesn't seem morally acceptable to you claiming a robot's art as your own that stole an art style from a genuine creator and sometimes even steals an actual like an actual painting from a creator, from a artist. Does that seem morally acceptable? Well, right now it seems like people think it is, and I don't think that's right. I don't think AI is a good thing. Like, sure, it can be goofy to mess around with. There's some good things with AI, like, those whole, it helps with homework and stuff. I understand why you'd want to use it for that, but it's just being used for so much negative purposes that it's just kind of like, you know the issues outweigh the benefits a lot now, because of the amount of deep fakes and AI generated art and music. All of that just makes it so like it's just not great. So obviously there's like some things like we got, what's something good about AI? Oh, we got well, besides the homework being helpful with homework, sometimes it's just goofy to see what they say. Like I understand character AI as well. I know people get a little weird on there, but character AI, I understand it. Goofing around, acting like you're talking to your favorite character in a show or something. Like, I understand why people like that as well. That's not that bad. Like, they just try to match that character's personality. That's all right, I think, sort of. Like, not fully all right, but it's generally okay compared to the other things I've talked about in this video. It's all right. What else does AI have that's good? It could just give you some answers to genuine questions. Also, like, Google is recently introducing a yeah, AI summary thing, which can be very helpful because it basically summarizes and like skims across the web and summarizes your question and the exact answer from like many different sources, which I find very helpful. That's one thing AI can do good, and this is also just goofy to. You could also ask, like, one time I asked the Google's AI, because I've only played around with it once and I probably will never will, because it's kind of horrible. I mean, not as in like it's a bad AI, it's just like AI is not great at all. But yeah, one time I was messing around with it, and it's pretty funny how you can just look up your channel and just see what Google thinks your channel is about. Like, for me, it said my channel was entirely about gaming things, which is not true, because I make art and music and all that. But it's still fun to just do that as well. Do goofy things like that. I figured out that Max and J7000 was a radio. But you know, they didn't trademark it, so it should be good. At least I think they did it. Should be good though, because, yeah, we're good. Alright, bye. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Maxon and Nightcat Never Sleep Full. Very funny podcast name, I know, but goodbye. This one was really interesting to make. I wouldn't say fun because I was talking about AI and I'm not really much of a fan of it. But you know, it was still fun to talk again and just be able to just talk in general. It was nice, and I'll see you sometime soon. Because I'm gonna make another one soon to make up for not posting an episode in a month.